Guys, I can't believe I'm actually starting this video. By now you will know that I am pregnant. I can't believe that. Sounds weird like even saying it, but this is gonna be the start of my first trimester vlog. I don't know how long it's gonna be, I don't know what it's gonna contain, but hello, I hope you're all alright. I'm very excited. I'm very nervous and anxious because I'm just wanting everything to be okay. I've been putting off filming this or starting this video purely because of that reason as well. But this morning we did go for an early reassurance scan and we saw our little bubby, even though he or she looks like a little blob right now. We did get to see the heartbeat, which was really lovely and really emotional, and I did shed a few tears. I put a little overlay on the screen, but yeah, that was really lovely to see, and it did give me a lot of reassurance, as I know things can still go wrong at this stage, but I read that seeing a heartbeat is like it really lowers the chances of anything like a miscarriage or anything happening. Someone's going past outside, so it definitely reassures me. I don't even know where to start. This is all just like, I've not spoken to you guys yet, but yeah, according to the Flow app, which is what I use to track my periods, I am 7 weeks and 6 days. However, the scan was measuring 7 weeks and 0 days, so 7 weeks exactly today, and today is the 14th of October. But I knew it was going to be like a week later because I ovulate a week later than a normal person would. So if you go off of like the last menstrual period date, most women would have ovulated a week earlier, so their baby would be as it says on here. So they said the baby they would expect, based on my last menstrual period and my cycle length, because my cycle length is longer, that I would be 7 weeks a day. And then when they actually did the scan and measured me, I was 7 weeks exactly. So the midwife is calling me, so bear with me 2 minutes. Sorry, that was the midwife calling to book in my first like prenatal appointment. Is that what it is? I don't know, but she's like, it will take like an hour. They do blood, urine samples, blood pressure, loads of medical history, she's saying. So that is exciting, but that is in about a week and a half. It's in 12 days time. Yeah, it's very exciting. And yeah, so I think my due date is end of May, start of June, but I think they confirm it properly in your 12-week scan. Something that I did find out at my scan as well is that I've got a massive cyst on my ovary, which I do get a lot of cramping. So on my period I would get really painful cramps, like sometimes to the point where I couldn't like stand up. They wouldn't last for like long though, it would just be like a couple of hours, I would say, or sometimes up to a day. I also used to get cramping throughout the month as well, like when I ovulate and things like that, and they said that would be why. But it's about 5 centimeters times 5 centimeters, so overall like a big ball of 5 centimeter, whatever that is, you know. So I think it's about this big. So yeah, imagine that down in your ovaries, which is why I'm probably bloated all the time. It's like the size of a tangerine. But when we saw the picture like of the baby, when they showed us like this and then they went to the cyst, it was like bigger black mass than my whole uterus currently. So it was pretty scary, but yeah, very emotional. I'm very excited. I've had a few symptoms so far. The morning sickness has crept in the last couple of days, and I would say I get worse sickness in the evenings at the moment. Last night we came home on the plane ride from Dubai, and the last 2 hours of the flight was awful. I felt so sick, but my body was stopping myself from being sick because I was on a plane as well. So, you know, sometimes when you're sick and you feel better after you've been sick, and I just couldn't. And then on the car ride home, luckily I still had the sick bag from the plane, I just vomited. So yeah, that was fun. And one morning when we woke up in Dubai a couple of days ago, I had to rush to the toilet, and it did miss some of the toilet, I'm not gonna lie, but thankfully there was no food in it. It was just like liquid, so it was easy to clear up. The weirdest thing, I might make a separate video about, I don't know how to do this, guys. Let me know. I mean, I say let me know in the comments, but by the time you see this, it will be well past like this kind of date. So maybe I'll do a Q&A later on down the line. So if you have any questions, then write them in the comments down below. Because this month I surprisingly had less symptoms than what I normally do when I like ovulate, and less period like symptoms. It was so weird, because other months I would kind of convince myself I was pregnant even though I wasn't, and then this month I had like less symptoms. Do you know what I mean? But that made me think that I wasn't pregnant, so that's why I was shocked that I was. It's very weird. In my first couple of weeks, so I found out that I was pregnant on the 26th, 27th of September, and I had a headache, was bloated. I actually think all my bloating is due to this cyst now though, and I was really tired. I don't know if that was what made me take the test though. Yeah, I had a really severe cramping. Yeah, so about 2 days before my positive test I started to get sore boobs, but I have sore boobs before my period anyway. So I've not logged sore boobs until cycle day 32, whereas normally I would, if it is on my period, I get sore boobs around cycle day 28, and all the YouTube videos I watch, people had sore boobs before they normally would in their period, not the other way around. So that was a bit weird. And then, yeah, and then I got my positive pregnancy test on cycle day 33. And I said I wasn't going to test until cycle day 36 because after I had COVID, I've been having really like long cycles. My cycles are normally about 33 days anyway, but they were getting up to like 39 days. So I was like, I just want it to be I just want it to be a bold line. I don't want any of this faint stuff. You may have seen, I don't know if I included it, but like other months when obviously it was negative, I was like trying to look for a line and stuff. So I just wanted it to be like bold. So yeah, that happened. And then after I sort of found out, and before, I had like cramping. And then I had really like severe cramping when I was 7. It says I was 7 weeks, but I would have only been like 6 weeks. Week leading up to my positive, I had really bad back cramping every single day. It's like a lower back ache, I would say. And that carried on for like 2 or 3 weeks. But apparently it's just your uterus growing. And then, yeah, I'd say I've definitely got like food aversions, because all I want is French fries or like hula hoops or like just like plain stuff with a little bit of salt on. I could eat some chocolate, I'm not gonna lie, but all that, or raw carrots sound really nice, cucumber sounds really good. But anything like when we were on holiday, we went to restaurants like a curry, and I think, ugh, normally I love a curry, but the thought of a curry right now, my mouth is getting juicy. Like when I'm sick, I get a juicy mouth. Tell me if anyone else gets that, but the thought of that gives me like juicy mouth and makes me feel sick. Smells are making me feel really sick right now. I just want plain stuff. But I think that's all I'm going to talk about at the moment. The rest of this video is probably just going to be more like a vlog type thing, as and when things happen, or like new symptoms and things like that. So yeah, see you when I next see you. Hello, it's me again. I haven't filmed as much as I wanted. I thought this was going to be like a really good first trimester vlog, but I think the only clip I filmed before this is the one of me like rambling on at the start. which can't even really remember what I said or how many weeks I was. I think we just had our scan at 7 weeks. Well, I'm now 10 weeks today if I go off the scan on the date. If I go off my last period, then I'm 10 weeks and 6 days. So until the 12-week scan, I'm just gonna keep using both dates. But I thought I would just update you with like my symptoms and what sort of happened and things like that. Let's just bring them up, and obviously you can tell I'm in my Harry Potter PJs and I've got no makeup on because it's a Friday evening and I cannot be bothered. So I'd say my biggest symptom, and I can't remember if I talked about this last time because I did have it while we were on holiday as well, which was obviously before I filmed that clip. Even up to today, I've still got really bad thing with like food aversions and the smells. I've gone off chicken, but I haven't gone off chicken. So like we went for a Nando's last week and I could eat that chicken, and I feel like I could go to McDonald's and eat the chicken fine, and I've had like southern fried chicken at home. But the thought of like, Matt's like, can we have fajitas tonight? The thought of that just makes me want to vomit. And I don't know if it's because I can see the raw chicken being made, whereas on the scenario of all the other cases of the chicken, I can't see any raw chicken being involved, or I don't know whether it's specifically like my mouth is like salivating, like the juicy sick feel that you're gonna get before you be sick thinking about this. I don't know whether it's the spices that we use in our fajita that I don't like it, but I don't really fancy anything else with chicken in either. I don't know, it's a really weird one to describe. And like smells, I've had to ask Matt to stop spraying his aftershave because the smell of that just makes me want to be sick. And just like, this is gonna make me sound awful, but the smell of people, just like at work I can smell people's breath. Like I can't really smell my colleagues. My colleagues are all fine, I can't smell them, they don't smell. But like, I don't want to get told off for saying this, but I can smell customers, and when they're facing me and they're breathing onto me, I can just smell every like stale, smoky breath 10 times. Oh, I think, please, can you not breathe on me? Like, whoa. And I don't want to be rude or anything either, but I just can't. Just smells, even the smell of like certain foods, like I can't eat curries or anything like that. And again, I think it goes down to the spices, because all I seem to want is like, some days we had like a salmon teriyaki stir fry and I couldn't eat it. I just wanted like not salt and vinegar, ready salted hula hoops. I could eat them for days right now. Ready salted hula hoops are like my go-to. And like, I just fancy like fries and stuff you shouldn't have. I did manage to like, I do still like fruit and things like that, but the thought of like just mainly like main meals and aftershave. So it's not even like just the bad smells, it's the good smells, because I normally like the smell of aftershave. I don't even know. Oh god. It's probably strong smells, isn't it? Like, rather than what the smell is. I've had morning sickness as well. I'd say the worst of it was like between like week 8 and the start of week 9 was the worst. I was being like sick at work and feeling sick up until like, I'd say maybe like 11 o'clock in the morning, and then it would ease off, but then I would feel really sick about 5 o'clock again when it came to like eating tea. Going back to the smells, we got a new sofa and I can't sit on it because I can't bear the smell of the sofa. But anyway, yeah, yeah, and then it's just been like random days. I'd say it has eased off now. I was sick this morning once, and also my other symptom is since sort of the start, my boobs have been really sore, and they are now, don't know why I'm touching them, but they're now a lot less sore as well. Still a bit sore, but just nowhere near as sore as what they were. The main thing I've had over the last 3 weeks as well is being really tired. A lot of days I've just come home from work and literally gone to bed. I can't do anything else. So tired, and I'd even like go to sleep and then I'd wake up again at like 9 o'clock maybe be up for an hour, whereas and then I fall back to sleep again when it's like time for bed. So before that, if I napped after work, I probably wouldn't have been able to get to sleep again. Just so tired in the afternoons at work as well. Definitely in that week 8 period where I was being sick all morning, and then I was like, oh, I feel better, but then I'm all of a sudden like bam, exhausted. So I don't know, like it's like that guilty thing as well where I haven't been able to like be my best that I can at work as well. And like, I don't want my colleagues to think that I've been like lazy or trying to avoid doing stuff, because I haven't. It's because I physically need like, or I needed more breaks and stuff, but obviously they don't know why, because I've not told them. My managers and stuff do know. I had to tell them because I was being sick, and it's just easier with like appointments and things like that. And then I've also had a lot of cramping. I think I mentioned this, that I had a lot of cramping right at the start. Last night I had this really bad pain on like one side, and sometimes when you hear that it's like, oh, ectopic pregnancy, but because I had the scan I know it's nothing to do with that. But it's really weird. But again, I think it's just like growing pains because it's gone now. And it didn't feel like a period pain, but it was a pain there, and it was like a weird, I can't even describe it. So I've had a few spots come up around here. That one's gone now, but there was one there, and I've got a few come up around my mouth. So a few little spots, which I would expect to come up. It makes me wonder if I hadn't have been on Accutane last year, would I have loads of spots right now? Who knows? We won't know, because yeah, and I'd been off Accutane a year, so don't worry if anyone's like, oh my god, you're on Accutane. I'd finished it for a whole year, so it's definitely out of my system. And I'm trying to be in the mindset of what will be, and I'm just trying to like wait it out for the 12-week scan, which is 11 days away. It's Friday the 4th of November at the moment, and my scan is on the Tuesday the 15th. So I'm very excited for that. I had my booking appointment, or my first midwife appointment, a week and a half ago, and they took my bloods, did a urine sample, all of that stuff. They ask you loads of like medical history and things like that, and they asked me about preeclampsia, because they ask you like your family's background as well, and my mum did have preeclampsia with me. But because she did, it means that I might be at high risk of getting it as well. Yeah, and I've also, did I say they do a blood test to find out your blood type, which I told her mine because I already know, because I give blood, and I'm O negative, which if you're rhesus negative, so you're either rhesus negative or positive, if you're negative, there's a risk that, I don't really know the whole science of it, but if your baby's blood is rhesus positive, then your body can like attack the baby if your blood mixes together. Normally they would automatically give the mums called an anti-D injection, I think starting from like 28 weeks or something, or if you have like any bleeding or anything, which I'm really lucky. I haven't had any of that. Touch wood, I've been really lucky. Now they make you do another blood test, and that basically will tell you what your baby's blood type is, which is really cool actually, because apparently your baby's DNA is floating around in your blood. I've taken a few bump pics, but they're not very good. I will put them on the screen. Hopefully they will get a little bit better as we go on, because to be honest, at the moment it pretty much looks like my normal stomach. Yeah, I mean, I'll show you my bump at the moment. So this is my belly at 10 weeks. It's very bloated because I've just eaten pasta, and I think I just look fat, don't I? Not pregnant. So that's that. But I'm out of breath as well. That's another symptom. Very out of breath. But yeah, I think the next time I'll probably update you is after the scan, unless something happens, like I'll get a new symptom. Morning guys, I just thought I would quickly update you. Over the weekend I had a really bad headache. I don't know if I would quite call it a migraine, but it was definitely, it made my head pound. I think it's because I can only take paracetamol that it went away. I had forehead strips on and just everything, and because I was being sick it was really hard to keep like anything down, and oh, it was dreadful. The headaches are definitely not good. Normally I would have like ibuprofen and all of that to get rid of them, but obviously I can't at the moment. But I thought I'd update you on my skin. I can't remember if I mentioned it the other day. This is what I mean, I have pregnancy brain already. I can't remember what I've told you and what I haven't, but I've had quite a few spots come up, so you can see. I think actually the other day I maybe had 1 or 2 here, but I've had a few more come up now, which is annoying. A couple there, 1 there. They're all just like, they're not like cystic acne, which is what I had before. They're all just like congestion-y, and it's not as if I'm not cleaning my skin. I've got 2 up here. I've not changed anything in my routine. I don't know if this means that I should. I think it's just hormones, to be honest, making them come up, because it's all around my mouth. So yeah, I just thought I'd update you quickly, because if not I'll probably forget, and then you guys will be like, what are you on about? There's Maisie. But yeah, just in my hoodie. I literally get out of the shower and put this on straight away because it's freezing. So yeah, just getting ready for work, and I'm exhausted this morning. Oh, and I'm a Celebrity's on at the moment. I've not really watched a single episode. Like start them all and fall asleep every single time. Just so tired at the moment. Oh, this is such a flattering angle. But yeah, I'll catch up with you in the next update. Hello guys, I am back. You have to ignore the camera settings because I don't know what I've done and I need to fix them. So it might be a bit different to the rest of the vlog, but this is gonna be the last part to the first trimester vlog, chat, whatever this video is, because it's a little bit random. As you can see, we're putting our Christmas decorations up as well. It's now the 27th of November, and I am 13 weeks and 3 days. When I went for my scan on the 15th, I got dated, I want to say this the right way around, I got dated forwards a day, so our due date came back a day. Does that mean I've got dated back a day? I think it was the 2nd, but now it's the 1st. Anyway, I thought I was 11 weeks 4 days, but they showed me to be 11 weeks 5 days, and I thought I was 11-4 based off of the early scan that we went for, which I told you guys about. It was so nice, and it was so like surreal as well. So when you go, you have to drink water beforehand and make sure you have a full bladder, and mine was too full. She said it was the fullest bladder that she'd seen in a long time, and I had to go and empty a little bit, and then I didn't do it enough, so I had to go to the toilet a second time. But she was like, don't worry, I'd rather that this way round than make you go sit in the waiting room again for half an hour because you haven't drunk enough. So my bladder was basically squashing the baby, but I'll show you a picture of the scan. I'm just gonna hide my details, but here is the little Bobby. We've got a really clear image, so I'm really happy with that. And we saw them like wiggling around in there. They were face down. It was really weird. So like, for example, they were laying like this and they just were asleep. They were not doing anything, and then she's like, wow, we need to get them to move. And then they did wake up, and you could see the arms and the legs moving, and then we saw them like flip over. So then that's when we got the really good picture. She was really nice. Our ultrasound technician slash midwife. Yeah, really lovely. She wanted to make sure that we got a really clear picture. But it's really weird, like surreal, because you just, like the last time we saw them was a little bean, and then this was like a fully, like, looked like a baby. But obviously I can't feel anything yet. So the other day I thought I felt something, but it definitely isn't. It was probably like a bit of gas or something. But yeah, so I think I said a moment ago, I'm officially 13 weeks and 3 days now. I also had a blood test for, we had the combined screening, which they test for Down syndrome, Edwards syndrome, and Patel syndrome. I think that's the 3 names of them, if I'm correct. They came back really, really good. We've got a 1 in 100,000 chance of all 3 of those for our baby, which was a massive relief. And I also had to have another blood test. I think it might be called an NIPT, because my blood is negative, rhesus negative. If the baby's blood is rhesus positive, you have to have an anti-D injection, because obviously if our blood mixes, my body could attack the baby if it's positive blood type. I had to have that extra test done years ago. Like when my mum had me, 'cause she's got negative blood type as well, like they didn't do this extra test, you just used to have the injection. But I think they're trying to like stop you from having an injection unnecessarily. So, but yeah, the baby's blood test came back rhesus negative as well, so I've not got to have the injection, so hurrah, thank God. But yeah, that's all really good and well. I've now started to stop being as sick. I still felt quite sick up until a couple of days ago, I would say. Yesterday I thought it had stopped completely because I wasn't sick yesterday, but then this morning I was sick again. However, once I've got it out, I actually don't feel sick the rest of the day, and I'm now starting to get my energy back as well. Last Tuesday, so I would have been 12 weeks and 5 days, I woke up and I had so much energy that day, and I was thinking, oh my God, is this how tired I've been feeling the rest of the time? It made me really question it. I'm still going to bed early. I can't stay up as late as I did. I'm missing I'm a Celebrity every single night, but I'm not getting home from work and needing to go to bed straight away. So that's kind of my symptoms. They are easing off now. I think I'm now in this, is 13 weeks the second trimester, or is it from when you're 14 weeks? I don't know. I'm kind of in that weird week. But yeah, there's not really much else to update you guys on, I don't think. I've not really got a bump or anything yet. So that is like, that's me not sucking in, and that's me sucking in. So there is like a little bit there, but I can still obviously hide it, and it's still quite flat in the mornings, but obviously as the day goes on, the bloat comes out. And I think I said earlier on in this video, I am quite a bloaty person, but I think I'm gonna leave this first trimester vlog here. Sorry that it's probably been quite a chatty video compared to like my normal vlogs. I tend to do like montages of me doing things, whereas this has all just been me sat down in front of the camera pretty much. So I hope you've enjoyed listening to my symptoms and things like that. If you are new, don't forget to subscribe for more pregnancy content, or pregnancy content you want me to film, then please comment that in the please comment that down below. And thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one, which I guess will be the second trimester vlog. But yeah, or I might do a Q&A if you guys want to know more, so put your questions down below and I will do a first trimester Q&A or pregnancy Q&A, whatever you guys want. But yeah, I'll leave you to it because it's going on for ages. But thank you for watching. Bye.